Hi, welcome to my channel, The Balanced Feminine. I did a reading on the overall energies between Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine in separation, so soulmates, twin flames, between energies between you and whoever your person is or whoever your soulmate is, whether you know who they are and you're in separation or you haven't met them yet. This is just going to give you an overall idea of the energies in between the two of you, and then I go into specifically the feminine, how she's feeling towards her masculine, and I just say his and hers just comes naturally. Obviously, take it however it resonates, and we all know that the energies feminine and masculine are like yin and yang. They're in all of us. So whether you're resonating with the masculine or the feminine or his or her energy, that's totally your call. And then to end, I go into the divine masculine, how he is feeling towards the feminine. And this is based on Valentine's Day. So Valentine's, starting today and a few days afterwards. So I call it the Valentine's season. So, yeah, I just want to start off by saying that what this isn't about for me. So reading tarot for me isn't about trying to give anyone a false sense of hope or trying to tell anybody what their future is, or what they should do. It's a fun way for me. I've done a lot of healing in my lifetime, and especially the past few years. And in the past year, specifically, I've gotten into tarot, and I got on the twin flame journey. I found it really fascinating, and I followed, and I still follow a lot of intuitives and readers on the twin flame journey because I find it really fascinating and inspiring. It's a really good way, I find, to gain insight, help you process your thoughts and emotions, helps you to acknowledge feelings that come up with parts of the reading that resonate, and then in order to really feel and unlock emotions and get that deeper understanding of, where your emotions are coming from. And it can also bring up triggers, and then it helps you work through and heal those wounds. So even like recognizing what your ego wants and what your heart wants, differentiating between the two, getting a fresh perspective into a situation or clarity on what you've been mulling over or repressing and avoiding, and helping you keep an open mind, release ties to outcomes and expectations, see the bigger picture, see the lessons, see the value in the lessons, helping you look at your emotions and issues with no judgment, honoring all sides of a situation and all sides of yourself, so the shadow side and the light stuff, and ultimately inspires action and sheds light on your inner knowing and your truths and your motives. So that's what it's about for me. It's not about being stuck in like a negative, like, oh, I lost somebody and I can't get over it and woe is me and pity party boohoo. That's not. I'm about having fun in life, and like, I think the individual journey and just being the best that you can be for yourself and loving yourself fully is what it's all about. And that's what I'm doing these readings for, is in order to inspire that that same sense of loving yourself and independency and fulfillment for others that I myself found inspiration through watching twin flame journey readings. So if that resonates with you, then that's great. You're the kind of person that I want watching my channel, so I'm really excited. So what I did was I did this reading yesterday, and then I recorded the original full-length version and I've posted it in private. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to sleep on it and then come back and look at the cards fresh in the morning. and get a little bit of extra insight into them and summarize it all up into this reading. So I'm going to give you this reading now today. So the cards were already chosen last night. I'm going to run you through exactly how they were pulled last night. If you want to see the full length original version, just drop a comment and say I do under this video, and I will give you access to the full length video. It's just under an hour long. Also, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, follow me on this journey, heal with me, and let's have some fun and let's get some energies for Valentine's Day. Okay, so to start the reading, the overall energies of the connection between divine masculine and divine feminine. First, we have the crown chakra, so your higher consciousness. Next, we have temptation, or in traditional tarot, the devil card, major arcana number 15. Still perfecting this, putting the cards out. And then next we have foundation and achievements. So this is definitely a positive outcome, a time of celebration and enjoying all that you've worked towards. And then you have your higher consciousness, connection to spirit, connection to your inner wisdom. So these are positive cards. And what I see with this is that what's coming between your connection to spirit and your connection in the physical world to having these achievements and foundation and being able to step into that is the devil card. So your wisdom and spiritual insight and total well-being are the crown chakra. The devil temptations is what is standing between you and your well-being and knowing of what you desire. So self-limiting behaviors, obsessiveness with thoughts or situations or people, anxieties, different ways that anxieties are manifesting through you. How to do something right. So focusing, like that analysis paralysis, like, oh, I just total conflict, being bound and chained by your thoughts and mental conflict. So filling the void of that disconnect to spirit with things in the material. So maybe alcohol, overworking, or codependent relationships, temptations or distractions that are keeping you from having that spiritual energy alignment and total well-being in order to move towards this fulfillment and happy home and the foundations that you've been building. So perhaps these energies are both feminine and masculine. Maybe in some situations, whoever's resonating, it may be more for the masculine or more for the feminine. However, take whatever works for you. So mulling things over and over and not making a move or staying stuck in your head, not paying attention to those distractions or making time to really heal. Instead, you're putting your time into these self-limiting behaviors. So your like old patterns and habits that's what's coming between you and your connection to spirit and having this in the physical world, having that foundation and achievement. So anything that's not serving you, all of these old habits and patterns and, not being able to clear your mind and go inside and connect to spirit in order to find the way to take the time to heal for yourself and make decisions in order to take action and move forward and step into this. So that disconnect to that spiritual fulfillment for feminine and or masculine is the only thing that's standing in your way right now of having this full and happy home. So pay attention to what your body is telling you. Gut feelings, anxieties, seek some spiritual healing. Give yourself the time for that. You know, pay attention to the signs. You're seeing signs. They're trying to tell you you're on this path towards spirit, and there's a reason, because you have something that's here within your grasp, but your like self-imposed behaviors are holding you back. So keep seeking that connection to spirit and that healing in order to get rid of this and come into this. So asking for further confirmation and clarity on this blocked energy. We get Triumph, which is the Chariot. So your soul is nudging you towards a new journey, new ideas. With a plan and self-control and perseverance, a triumphant outcome will manifest, okay? Focus on the end goal. Without a plan, you can be pulled off your path. Again, these temptations and distractions. So we're having a plan, we're moving forward, we're sticking to what we know is our soul is urging for us to do, and we're not being pulled off our path by these distractions. Spirit is telling you to move forward on this, toward this new healing and this new beginning. So we've also got further confirmation on this temptations and devil card. We've got obstacles and challenges. And then we've got suffering and silence. So these are kind of just, further confirmation and breaking down what these distractions are for you. So obviously there's some challenges and there's some mental anguish happening here. So this may be, there may be some difficult obstacles to get through right now, but you need to keep an open mind, see the bigger picture of how things went wrong, perhaps. Life is about learning, so take the lessons, be grateful. Don't play the victim. That doesn't get you anywhere. That's an old mentality that's not serving you. So we're not playing the victim. It could be a sign that of competition around you, and you're feeling and wondering how you can shine above all the rest. So perhaps there is with the competition coming through, and then the devil with the codependency. For some, this could be a third party or codependent relationship. Maybe seeing that as kind of a competition, or maybe for you, for whoever is in this situation, this codependent or third party situation, maybe they're feeling bound and chained by it, or they're feeling stuck in that, and that's their obstacle and challenge to navigate through. And then still with the Chariot and listening to your soul's urge and nudging you forward to get through it, and you're going to stop the limiting behaviors. Not allowing yourself to be bound and chained and feel like you're stuck in any codependent situation. At the end of the day, codependency is toxic because if you feel the need to be with somebody else in order to kind of project all of your anger and fears onto them, it's really holding you back from doing your own healing. And being in a relationship should really be about enjoying life together and helping each other grow and heal and supporting that in each other, not having guilt and shame and blame and feeling like you can't let go of somebody or you can't release somebody. That's a fear, and that fear is, you know, more deep rooted, and there's a deeper meaning for that fear for each codependent individual. Why are they codependent? Why aren't they fulfilled and happy on their own? And why aren't they encouraging their partner to be fulfilled and happy on their own? You know, two full cups coming together, like I've said in previous readings, is probably the best way to go about union and having a relationship and having that support, right? Not holding each other back or just kind of going in circles, and not doing your own healing, and giving that space to your partner and encouraging them to self-discover and feel whole and complete, and wanting that for yourself. So if you're not feeling that in your relationship and it's feeling more codependent, and you're feeling stuck, then something's not aligned, and there's definitely healing. Again, spiritual healing, connecting with your higher consciousness and really paying attention to, also with the Chariot, paying attention to what your soul is urging you to do. Really honoring your feelings, your intuition, your inner knowing. Maybe things went wrong, maybe you made a wrong decision. But you can see what you're able to attain on the other side of all these blockages. So get yourself a plan and move forward. And know that you have the ability to find these answers for yourself, as long as you choose to cut off these distractions and allow in what's going to help you heal and help you move towards what you want in your life. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. Do you stay stuck? Or do you work to heal and improve yourself and go after what you really deserve and what you really desire? So this Suffering in Silence card also, with the number 9, that denotes completion. So letting go of your negative, limiting beliefs so that your issues don't keep getting bigger. So releasing doubts, worries, listening to your higher self. That is, it feels through the cards, begging you for acknowledgement in order to heal your anxieties and have mental freedom. Trust your soul, take action. You must take the first step toward healing and let go of your mental distress. Get help and talk it out if needed. There's support around you. Staying in your head is part of that feeling bound by your thoughts and your mind. So get out of it. Share your feelings. Open up to somebody who you can trust. Start building trust with somebody who you know will support you by opening up to them. And just get out of your head is what I'm getting through these cards. So further confirmation and clarity on the foundations and achievements, we draw wisdom. And prosperity begins. So I'm going to pull up this. So we're getting clarity and confirmation on foundations and achievements. What is foundations and achievements? What is this about for us? So right away I see the family here. There's the rainbow, the kind of the light after all the shadow, all the dark. There's the sun, very bright, very beautiful. There's the family here again. except there's somebody here outside, and they see them, they know that this person's there, and they know that this person has this wisdom and this light and this beauty to offer. So the family may be significant for you. And then we have prosperity begins. So someone has something to offer for this family or a family. Gaining spiritual wisdom in order to embrace this foundation and achievements, and in order for prosperity to begin, or a promise of a new beginning and prosperity. With this new wisdom, this newfound spiritual insight, or this new connection to spirit. 5s are about change, so something needs to change in order for prosperity to begin in this new beginning. So everything may all look like it's rainbows, but maybe there's something more where the real prosperity will begin. So the rainbow may be of significance to you. So this is celebration, peace, and prosperity, maybe something around a marriage or a union. But remember, this card here is saying to remember that nothing remains stagnant and the winds of change are always at your door. Remembering to have gratitude and that you shall sow what you reap, whatever that's going to mean for you guys. I really hope that this is inspiring, bringing up some triggers and some good stuff for you here, because I know that it's a tricky time around Valentines. There's a lot of emotions heightened at this time, astrologically, and with all the planetary transits and everything, and especially for my viewers who are in separation. So I'm sure that this is a lot of deep messages, a lot of heavy stuff. I really hope it's helping you. So with the wisdom card, this is a spiritual teacher, also bringing light and healing. So someone around you is offering guidance and inspiration and reminding you that you are so much more than a physical being. You are a spiritual being with unlimited potential. So this is very physical world, and this is very spiritual. So there's someone guiding you and reminding you that there's more than just this. There's more to you. You have unlimited potential, and maybe you haven't seen it yet. Maybe you're too caught up in the material world and what you can see and hold and touch and feel, and they're offering guidance to, or shedding light on your full potential, what you deserve. So reach out and find this kind of support. It will infuse you and encourage you to be all that you can be. This symbolizes the Hierophant in traditional tarot, which also signifies a new relationship. A new relationship that will help you uncover your own wisdom, where you are the student, but also the teacher. And taking this guidance and experiencing this new relationship and uncovering your own wisdom shows you that you actually have more to share than you realize. So you have more potential than you realize, And someone's trying to show you that, and someone's trying to teach you. But as you are the student, you also have this inner wisdom and so much to share yourself, that more to share than you realize. That's what the message in the book was. Okay, so prosperity begins. You're seeing the signs. You know something's up. These signs and synchronicities are reminders that you need to connect to spirit, and maybe you keep pushing that down or putting that on hold or trying to avoid that, and maybe that's expressing itself through those anxieties and that mental anguish in different ways. It's manifesting through you. The prosperity begins is telling you to connect to spirit, heal these toxic behaviors and codependent relationships, move forward, working through these blockages, and the support is there for you in a new relationship or new relationships. It could be friends, could be just someone with spiritual guidance in your somewhere in your life. Maybe you haven't met them yet. Maybe somebody comes to mind for you specifically. So in working through these blockages and learning in this new relationship, prosperity begins, and you get the fruits of your labor, and you get this fresh new beginning, and all these gains in love and money and just your overall well-being. You've worked for this, and abundance is yours. So I'm getting, once you see that you have more potential than you realize, and someone is here to support you and teach you and guide you, and as a student you are also the teacher, and you discover all this wisdom and stuff that you have to share, and kind of this light within you. That needs to happen for this new beginning, and for you to have prosperity and the abundance that you deserve. So you're so close. You've got the material, the foundation is built. You've worked through and achieved so much. But someone's calling you and reminding you that there's still more. There's a little more. And it's the key to that prosperity and that fresh start of the rest of your life of prosperity and abundance. So that's really beautiful. Now I'm going to remove these because I'm really good at knocking them over. And let's go into how the divine feminine is feeling towards the divine masculine. So messages and energies on the feminine side. So we have the Six of Air. She's feeling towards the feminine, which is the Six of Swords. A necessary change in thinking to gain greater wisdom. So she's suggesting or seeing that her masculine needs to change their way of thinking and gain in order to gain greater wisdom. And that although things are turbulent right now, creating calm within will influence calm conditions outside. You're conditioned for troubles ahead, but have shifted your awareness, and you choose to believe that stepping into the unknown brings you to what you truly desire. You are in a transition to something better. This card is of the mind, of the ego, leaving a situation, releasing your burdens, running away or moving on from something. It's that mindset, it's that egotistical, that temptation, that bound and chain, that trap, that codependency. It's those. This is just further confirmation that the divine feminine realizes that this is what the masculine's going through, or that she's feeling that energy, that the masculine needs to change their way of thinking and gain this greater wisdom. And although you know, things may be turbulent, it's up to them to choose to create that calm and shut all that nastiness off that's going on inside, and create a calm inside so that they can have a calm, collected way of moving forward outside of their minds, and shifting that awareness and choosing to believe and stepping into the unknown, because there's more to learn, and it's going to bring you closer to what you truly desire. And there's this transition happening, and you're moving towards something better. Learning how to leave what doesn't serve you, and releasing your burdens, and healing that, and moving onwards and upwards. So next we have the King of Fire. So we've got a lot of we've had all the elements come through, really. Air, fire, water, earth. This is a very strong fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is the King of Wands. This is a spiritual influencer, creative, inspired leadership. When I am aligned with spirit, I am powerful. A leader who inspires others. So whether this is the divine feminine, or how they're someone that they're seeing, how they're seeing their divine masculine, or somebody that they're seeing in their divine masculine's life that is of a good influence to them. So the King of Wands. As I master my own spiritual healing, I teach others directly and indirectly, modeling what they aspire to. So being confident in your own abilities without being closed off to new ideas. So yeah, you have this, you know, this great knowledge and wisdom and ways of doing things, and most of it's working for you, but you know, maybe there's some adjustments that can be made, or some new ideas and new ways of thinking that can come in and complement, you know, how you're used to doing things, and you can kind of redesign your abilities and take inspired action. Take inspired action in accordance with your true intentions. So passions and motivations are being put into action for the highest good and benefit of all. This is also a very passionate, sexual, and attractive energy. This is a very, very strong spiritual leader. So a lifetime of experience has made the King of Wands powerful and wise. At the pinnacle of success, his creative energy has only intensified. His forward-looking attitude can inspire many. However, often others have a hard time dealing with their intense energy. So the King of Wands' inner circle can be dangerous territory. It's true that he doesn't expect you to do anything he wouldn't do himself. The catch is that there are very few people who can hold a candle to him. So this is someone who's irreplaceable, someone who's gained a lot of wisdom and spiritual healing and knowledge over their lifetime, but also can come off very intense. But they don't have a patience for slackers. So this is a tough love, move forward, you know, put the shit down and move on. Find your inner strength. Why are you holding yourself back? So his guiding principles are strength and movement. So again, that fire energy, taking action, assertiveness. Sometimes this means that he lacks compassion for the weak. You can only have so much compassion for the weak, right? Like, you want to help, and but you can't do anything for anybody. You can guide, you can shine a light, and you can guide the way, or you can lead by example. So this king looks back on many impressive accomplishments. His throne is decorated with lions and salamanders as of royal status and expressing strength, expressing the element of fire. So this is someone who cannot just simply, who can simply collect their gold watch after 20 years and play shuffleboard in some retirement community for the rest of his life. They have checked every item off their bucket list, but as you can tell, they're already planning out their next list. So this is someone looking for adventure, unexplored territory, new knowledge. Yeah, being open to learning more and really expanding your knowledge and wisdom. So next we have how the divine feminine is feeling towards the divine masculine. Call. Maybe she's wanting to, or maybe the feminine's wanting to call the masculine. Maybe waiting for a call for them. This is also the judgment card of traditional tarot. So perhaps making a judgment call, waiting for them to make the right judgment call. She sees that there is judgment. Expressing feelings, letting out some of what's been stuck in your head space or your heart space, living your purpose and having true prosperity, being called into a deeper, more authentic relationship with yourself, your higher consciousness, and with others. So you finally crafted these new beliefs after years and years of hard works and lessons, and now you're just finding your footing, and you know, you've totally transformed, and now you're stepping into this totally new life that is authentic to you and your core self. And that's a vulnerable place. That's a scary place. But you are required to step into your true self and express that in your actions in this life. So trust that your life path has purpose. You are enough. And within you is a divine blueprint that has meaning for yourself and others. So by being authentic self and by healing yourself, you're able to inspire others. So whether the divine feminine is inspiring the masculine, or she sees that the masculine is going through this transformation and you know, rediscovering their core selves and having trouble expressing that, it's confirmation to live in that authenticity in order to show others the way. So say the feminine is doing all the spiritual healing, and you know, maybe she's a little nervous, or maybe the masculine doesn't even recognize her anymore. Maybe they haven't seen each other in a long while, and she's a totally different person than when they met. And you know, maybe he doesn't recognize her anymore, and maybe she's nervous of expressing herself, what she's discovered of who she truly is and her own beliefs, to the world, and how to incorporate these new ways of being that she truly believes in and appreciates, and you know, implement them and put them into action in her life, and how to live life through and true to what's important to her now, who she is today. But the feminine or masculine, whoever this is resonating for, is being called to step into that and embrace that, because you doing that is going to, like it said before, something that they can aspire to. So you're inspiring others by leading the way. So yeah, regardless if others understand or appreciate the work you've done or what you've discovered for yourself and your new beliefs, don't let that stop you. This is your mission, and this is your part of your journey and your growth and healing. And at the end of the day, it's for the greater good of you and of everybody, because you're leading by example, and you're raising your vibration, and you're living in accordance to your own true beliefs. All those things beliefs that have kind of tagged along with you, and that you haven't really deconstructed and got to the core of, and they just kind of became a part of who you are. Now that you've really acknowledged them and picked everything apart and got all this new knowledge and all this healing, and put all the pieces together and figured out what fits for you and what doesn't, be proud of that journey. Be proud of all that work you've done, and others they're not gonna understand or be proud of it unless you keep walking in it, unless you keep acting in accordance, and unless you keep showing that example and showing that you're proud of all that you've accomplished. So you have to live in that, and you have to appreciate that first, in order to inspire others to be aspired to that. All right, you guys, this is a really, really nice reading. So I'm feeling a lot of healing energies, a lot of compassion, spiritual understanding, so spiritual awakenings happening for it looks like both the feminine and masculine. Whoever's watching this and resonating, you've done a lot of healing and had some kind of major upheaval and transformation, but you're staying open-minded, and you're it's like you're so close. You still have these triggers and these distractions that come up for you, but at least now you recognize them, and you're curious. You're curious where they're coming from and why. You catch yourself, instead of just kind of being ignorant or just being how you always were. You are stepping back and getting this kind of new, fresh perspective as it's mirrored off other people that you meet in your day along your journey. So you catch yourself. Somebody says something, and you feel this reaction in your chest, or you say something without really thinking, and then as you say it or as you feel that reaction, you're cognizant of it, and you're like, huh, and you're questioning, and you're curious, why did that come about, or where is that coming from, or is that actually how I feel? Am I speaking from my truth, from my heart, or am I speaking from somewhere from these conditions of who I was that maybe I don't even agree with any longer? So that's pretty incredible. And just to have that awareness and have that ability to see that, and to welcome in and having an open mind and welcome in this new knowledge, and see, what's working for other people, and see that there's this abundance of knowledge available to you, and being confident in your own abilities, but without being closed off to new ideas. That's really empowering. And that's what the energy that you're working in now. So keep that up. And yeah, whether someone else recognizes and appreciates what that means for you and what that is for you, keep standing in it and be proud of yourself, and continue on the journey. Continue your healing, because you're very close to having to learning and having knowledge of how to work through those distractions. First you have to recognize to be able to work through it, right? And you're there. So it's like they come up, but they're not gonna tie you down, and they're not gonna keep you stuck. because you see them and you know that it's your choice of how to work through it or what you're going to do about it. Are you going to stay stuck? Are you going to stay ignorant? Or do you know that you can do better? So now we're going to look at how the divine masculine is feeling towards the feminine. So we have the Page of Air, which is the Page of Swords. We have the Chariot, again. Further confirmation for the masculines there, that you're the one being nudged forward. And we have Love, the Lovers. This is, that's beautiful because that's a twin flame card. So definitely calling in the soulmate energy, love, union, going towards that. And we'll start with the Page of Swords here. So this is, so how the divine masculine is feeling towards the feminine, open to new ideas, new theories, curious of new theories that are not yet proven. New focus. This calls for a greater investigation as we've only scratched the surface. So maybe he's seeing her healing in ways of being, and he's just getting like hints of it, and he's starting to open up to these new ideas and starting to be more curious and wants to prove some of these theories. Or yeah, this calls for greater investigation. We've only scratched the surface. So it's interesting. I don't really know this way of thinking, but if I explore it, what can I learn? Okay, so he's interested in new ways of thinking and interested in gaining knowledge and exploring new ways of these new approaches, because he is interested in gaining something and learning. So this card is of the mind and ego intelligence. So transparent, fresh, innocent, seeking more knowledge, the student, youthful. So he's having some kind of awakening and curiosity about learning these new ways of thinking, and perhaps sees the feminine's innocence and playfulness and fresh face and wants to be a part of that transparency and seeing your value, wanting to know more and open-mindedness. Recognizing your value and recognizing that you have this like fresh, playful, innocent energy, and that whatever you're doing for you is working. And that's magnetic to them, and that's sparking a curiosity, and they kind of want a piece of the pie. So they don't know or understand this way of thinking, and these are new theories not yet proven, but they realize there's more here with that. We've only scratched the surface. There's something to gain, there's more to learn, and they're open to it. They're curious. That's really exciting, because there's in a lot of previous readings, it's been like the masculine's kind of been at a standstill or stuck in some having trouble having like an emotional healing, being really caught up in the mind and the emotions and really stuck. So it's like they're being awakened, and they're coming out and opening up to new ways and new healing, and at least allowing that to come into their lives, and allowing and wanting and seeking that for themselves. So that's a really great sign of progress for the masculines, and also that they're seeing that from the feminine. So there's, again, if you're leading by example, show them what it does, show them how you have this fresh start for yourself, and how you're enjoying life. You have that playful innocence. Leading by example. Inspiring. So then with the Chariot, there's the wanting or the longing or the feeling called to move towards the feminine, move towards learning and spiritual healing, as they're inspired by your actions, and that radiance There's this attraction, this, like a magnet, and they're being drawn towards that, and they're moving towards you. They're moving towards healing. They're moving towards spiritual healing and emotional healing. So they see in your actions that what you're doing is working for you, and they want to aim towards that growth for themselves, realizing that aspects in life are essential to growth, the rising and falling, and seeing in fresh perspectives and paths towards victory in life. A path that maybe you shed the light on. So the path to healing, the path towards the feminine, the path towards union. And then finally finishing out with the love, which is coming home to yourself, or union, coming towards love, allowing to feel and accept and desire love in their life. And the divine masculine is feeling love for you, feeling love coming from you. They feel like home around you. They feel this comfort and this compassion, and it's maybe shedding a new light on what union is or should be like, or how they want to feel in their union, how they want to feel in their love life. Seeing that you are love, and acknowledging, maybe feeling the love that you've been sending to them. Maybe they've been sending you love. You've been in their prayers. The Lover's card indicates both the most powerful of unions and the most challenging of conflicts that humans must face. On one hand, the card embodies love and union on a cosmic scale. Wow. A love so strong, so inherently good that it actually makes the lovers better, more than they really are. All of the elements are there for the perfect union. A love that can stand the test of time. The lovers represent all-powerful unions and the elements that create and sustain them. Because of the strong bonds, all trials and tribulations will be overcome. When this card appears, it may also indicate that you may be facing two different paths to take in your relationship. It is important to choose your path carefully, and most of all, follow your intuition and follow your heart. So they're looking at you, they see you, perhaps for those masculines or feminines that are in the codependent relationship, or there's a third party. It's saying here that there's two paths to choose from, but most of all, to follow your intuition and your heart and choose your path carefully, because this is a union. This card embodies love. This is on a cosmic scale. A union that these two lovers coming together, they make each other better. And all of the elements are there for the perfect union, all powerful and sustainable. All trials and tribulations will be overcome. So if they're facing two paths, and this card's coming up as how they're feeling towards you, I feel like they're feeling that opening up and seeing how well you're doing and what you have to offer, and having that fresh outlook, and they're curious and they're interested, and then feeling again nudged to go forward and to get past whatever's holding them back, because there's something beautiful on the other side. And this is how they're seeing you. Like this embrace, this warm comfort of feeling like home and feeling complete. But these are two strong people already coming together, and they see that with you. They recognize that in you, and I feel like with them being open to that spiritual and emotional healing and the transformation that they're going through and releasing the burdens and moving on from all that's not serving them, that if they are choosing between these two paths, they're definitely seeing the ability to move forward with you and to learn with you and to grow with you. And they're learning to open up to their heart and their intuition as well, with that spiritual healing and that support and that guidance that they have coming into their life to really help them pay attention to their emotions and what they feel, and when something doesn't feel right, what's missing, and how to balance those shadows. So whatever those wounds and those anxieties are that, or codependencies that they're bound and trapped, and recognizing that that's been their choice, and are they going to choose to see their full potential and move towards it, and move towards the love that they feel and that union that they can sense and feel and know in their heart and intuition that is there. Wow. Happy Valentine's Day, Divine Feminines and Divine Masculines in separation. They're not with you, but they're thinking of you a lot. And they feel your energy. And these are some really beautiful energies coming through. So, final notes. I will leave in the description box the decks that I use. And don't forget to like the video if this resonated with you and if you got some really good insights from it. Subscribe so that I know that we're, you know, on this journey together, and we're healing, and you're resonating with the messages that I'm channeling through these cards and the insights that are coming up through the cards as well. And I look forward to the next reading, you guys. Happy Valentine's Day.